Welcome everybody to what I hope will be the first of many beer reviews. As many of my friends and family know, I love my craft beer. I love drinking it, smelling it, writing about it, talking to anybody who'll listen to me about it. I think we've reached the stage though, however, where text just isn't quite enough to show how good these beers really are. So I thought it's time to get some videos of the beers going now, and we're going to start with one that I've been quite excited to try. It came out at the end of 2020, but I've only just picked some up now. It is from Citra, also known as Behemoth Brewing, based in New Zealand. And I've had some of their beers before. They're known for making really good hazy beers. And this is number 8 in the series called Hop Buddies. Hop Buddies has been around for a while now, and the premise behind it is that they will get 2 hops to showcase and pair them together in a hazy beer. The last couple I had were Thelma and Louise number 7 and Riggs and Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon fame in Hop Buddies number 3. So this time we have Hazy Hop Buddies number 8, and as you can see, it's got a really good pop culture theme with Lenny and Carl, one of the original progressive couples on our screen, turned into the Citra characters. Now the cans for these beers are always lovely. I think it's always worth taking some time to have a good look at them. We've got Lenny and Carl there. You can see them, instead of Moe's, they are now outside of Chur's, and I think it's really quite a lovely design that they've come up for this can. So Hazy Hop Buddies number 8 showcases Citra and Sabro. Now, for those of you who've probably come across a few craft beers before, Citra is well known. It's been around for a while. It provides a lot of tropical and pineapple, usually brings a nice aroma to it as well. The Sabro hop, now, it was certainly really hit the scene probably last year in 2020, appearing in many beers. It's known for bringing a nice coconut flavour to the beer, particularly showcased as well in a hazy beer. So this one is a 6.4% hazy IPA, and it's got 2.2 standard drinks per can. So I think we're really looking forward to trying this one. On a bit of a sad note though, it's been announced in the past week that Citra, also known as Behemoth is no longer going to be sending their beers to Australia. They've had issues with the shipping and getting them here, so unfortunately that means that this, and there's a few other Citra's in my fridge to go, are going to be the last ones that we're going to see for a while, which is a bit sad because New Zealand is known for really having some good breweries there, good hazy beers, so I'm going to try and enjoy these ones. So why don't we get on to actually tasting this one out. So it's a hazy beer, so if it's been in your fridge, anyone who's come over for a drink at my house will usually know the first thing we need to do, you should really roll these. Sometimes the hazy beers can sediment a little, and so it's always good to give it a little bit of a roll, because the rolling just sort of mixes up the sediment and makes for a nicer pour. And that's probably enough. Don't shake it, obviously that's going to be a very silly idea and you're going to waste what was probably a hard beer to find. Next thing after we do this, obviously we want to crack our beer open, and I always like to see what the aroma is like coming from the can, because that can give you a bit of an indication of what you're going to get with your beer later on. So don't be afraid, get your nose in. Now that has really got the tropical pineapple that we've talked about from the Citra. Yeah, that's really quite good. So we'll get the pour going. Now, as many as you know, there's lots of different glasses around. This is the Spiegelau IPA glass. It's probably become the standard for IPAs. Narrow at the bottom, with some ridges. They keep it nicely aerated. For my mind, you're holding less of the beer, so you're not going to heat it up as much with your hand. Always try and put these in the fridge beforehand. I think that's always a pretty good idea. And then the tapered top helps bring the aromas once you've poured it, and we'll get to the aromas again after the pour. Some people pour very slowly. I tend to think with these things you just need to sort of get stuck in and you'll get a pretty good idea of how it goes. If we just give it a nice little pour there, nice and quick so we're not mucking around. Pour him up, pour him up. Oh, getting a little bit of head on him there. We might just slow down a little bit. We can see it's looking fairly thick there as it's coming out. Okay, alright, not the greatest pour in the world. We'll try better next time, but I think that's not a bad effort for the first go. So after the pour, it's always good to sort of hold it up and have a look. You can see here it's quite thick and hazy, which is what you would expect from this style. It looks very much like juice, and I think we can be expecting some nice things here. So now the aroma from the glass, again, have a good smell of it. So after it's come out of the can, we still have our tropical aromas. There's a little bit of the dankness to it. Now, those not familiar with dankness is sort of your fruit that's almost starting to ferment. Obviously it's beer, and some of us quite like it. Not everybody does, but I quite like some dank aromas to it. No real coconut on the nose there, but we'll see what comes through as we have it. So let's give Lenny and Carl, Hot Buddies number 8, a little bit of a try here. You can see the head's gone down quite nicely, so I don't think we've mucked it up too badly. Let's see what we've got. So definitely pineapple. You've got that dank in the taste, and at the end we've got the Sabro coming through at the end. That's what we tend to find with the Sabro hop. You'll usually find it on the back of the palate. Just as you swallowed, you'll get this nice coconutty flavour coming through. Well, I think we better try that again though. Another smell. Always love to have the smell of the aroma. You want to take all of this in when you're having your beer, because people have put a lot of effort into this to make it, so I think it's worth savouring this when we're having it. Yeah, that's good. So we've got up front on the taste, we have our dank tropical pineapple, and at the back of the palate we've got our coconut coming through. I must say I quite like this. I would be giving this my 4 out of 5 tinfoil hats. For those of you who don't know, the tinfoil hat system came out of some supposed paranoia born during the pandemic early last year, so we've run with it, and I feel that it makes a pretty decent rating system. If I give you a 4, 4.5, it's certainly worth getting. You'll enjoy it. A 5, not many of those around, but that would be a must get. 3s, 3.5s are certainly well worth drinking if you can find them, and below that, well, if someone offers you it, it's a free beer, so it's okay. This one's certainly 4 out of 5. Yeah, it's got that lovely dankness to it. Dank, tropical, pineapple and coconut. I think that's a really good combination, Citra and Sabro. They've done a really nice job with this. It's a shame that this is one of the last few Chur releases that we're going to be seeing for a while. Hopefully it won't last too long. Maybe when pandemic calms down and shipping picks up again, we'll see some lovely Chur beers coming our way again. But for now, I think I'm going to finish this and enjoy this one very much. If you can find it, grab yourself some. As I say, 4 out of 5 tinfoil hats, and I'm quite happy that I've got this one. And we'll see what beers we can get for you next time. Thanks for watching.